Alright, hey there. It's been a long time. um, yeah, so I've actually been extremely busy, so I have not actually been on Tumblr or uploading or doing anything on the internet really. Um, I went through this exhaustive process to get from Ithaca to Cleveland and then back to Virginia Beach, and it was crazy. And I give so much support to the people, all of the trans people living in Cleveland, Ohio, because as far as I'm concerned, that is an absolutely horrible place. Okay, I remember I tried to go there just to get my injection, just to get my script, like not even with the needles or anything, just to get the testosterone. And they said it had been on back order for 3 months. And I was like, how exactly do you have this on back order for this? Like, you're a major city. What in the world? I've been in Ithaca for like ever, and they're an itty bitty city nobody knows about unless you are like from Ithaca or you live near Ithaca. So I'm like, what in the world? Um, but no, it was driving me crazy. So I ended up just saying, screw it, I'm going home. I don't have time for this. I need a job. I'm exhausted. I'm done. And so, yeah, I'm slightly distracted at the moment. I have to go to work soon. Excuse me. But, yeah. So, ooh, man, forgive me. Like, looking at a little bar on the side here on YouTube. Um, looks like I will be 2 months on T on Thursday, which I am incredibly excited. But because of all of this, like, switching around between doctors and states, states, um, I've actually just got my T dose increased. When I came back to Virginia Beach, I went through all this trouble to go see this doctor in Newport News, and I was telling him about everything, and it was just nice because he was just straightforward to the point. It was fun, it was chill, it was really nice, and he was like, "How much are you on?" And I'm like, "I'm on point 0.2, 0.25 milliliters, so 50 milligrams," and he's like, "That's not a lot." And I was like, yeah, I know. He's just like, you need to be on at least twice that amount. And I was like, well, that's nice to know. And he's like, all right, we're going to double it. And I was like, what? And he's just like, yeah, no, we're going to double it. And I was like, you are amazing. And so he wrote me those scripts. And I remember someone saying, I guess it was one of the pharmacists or something, and they're talking about the way that testosterone is prescribed. It usually, if you heard that laugh, that was my mom. It's usually getting an allergy cold recently. Um, prescribed in like a 1 milliliter, 5 milliliter, and like 10 milliliter bottles. Um, so trying to get it for a 1 month supply is a little weird. And my insurance, which is completely and obnoxiously random, like nobody has seemed to have heard of this insurance before, usually this only covers it for 30 days. And so because he upped it to 100 milligrams per week, um, I was able to get the 10 milliliter vial instead of the 1 milliliter vial, and I was just like, oh my goodness, this is awesome, And then he gave me, he wrote a script for um, 20 needles, and they're like 20 gauge, no, they're 22 gauges, and they're an inch, um, and they're supposed to be used to draw and inject, so I wouldn't be switching needles, and yeah, no, yeah, so I'm pretty excited. Now, the last two times I gave myself injections, I nearly passed out and had a heart attack, and I got all lightheaded and incredibly hungry and nauseous at the same time, and I was about to throw up and have diarrhea at the same. It was absolutely horrible, completely dreadful, and so I called the people who originally prescribed this to me and everything, and they were like, it's probably just nerves. And then I'm talking to Dr. F here in Newport News, and I'm like, what can I do? I'm giving myself in my thigh, I'm like freaking out. I've been using a 25 gauge needle, and he's like, how long does it take you to draw the T? And I'm like, by the time I've actually drawn it into the syringe, I'm pretty sure like I've slowly gained like 3 inches of facial hair. And he's just like, no. He's like, you need something bigger. So he's like, a 22, and I'm like, if I can barely get the 25 in my leg, what makes you think I can get a 22? I understand, but I'm like, that's a really big needle. And he was just like, I mean, not that big. But he's like, no, you should be giving it to yourself in the hip. And I was like, what? And he was like, it's better off in the hip than it is in the thigh. And I'm like, well, that's nice to know, but I don't exactly know how to do that, and I don't really know anyone who knows how to do that. and we're having a problem here. And so, yeah, now I go weekly to go and get shot in the hip, before my day starts, which is pretty cool. I mean, I don't mind not doing it myself because I'm like, I'm not comfortable just yet. So, I mean, yeah, the only things I've noticed is my voice isn't. I don't think my voice has changed that much since I started on such a low dose for so long. Hopefully, I'll notice some changes here in the next couple of weeks. I'm like so excited. Um, and I have like a small layer of like facial hair starting up here, and it's like full, but it's like light. So I'm like, I was like washing my face, and then I looked at my face, and I noticed, when you get the hair wet and it all falls down, and I could see it, and I was like, I'm becoming a man. So I was just excited. Um, yeah, I'm making like some hot dogs right now. I'm like so hungry. But yeah, I'm actually trying to get back in the gym, work some kind of schedule out so I have an idea of, trying to get another job somewhere and really work something out. I need to sit down and, really work on the whole trying to push up that GoFundMe fund and things such as that. It's just been really stressful these last like month and a half. So I'm just like, I just want to relax. I just want to break. So it's been pretty interesting, but I'm pretty excited. Also, in regards to my name, um, one of the things I didn't like about my birth name was, even though it was an extremely simple name as far as I was concerned, one of the things I always have hated is that people don't know how to spell it. So when I have to, do professional documents, or I'm in class, or even just people who are talking to me and I'm standing at my register at my job and I have a name tag on, people don't know how to spell it or pronounce it. And I'm like, it is not that complicated. And of course, there's like a whole entire list of annoying jokes that come afterwards, and I'm just exhausted, so I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. And one of the things I didn't want my new name to have to deal with is I don't like the exhaustion of people, of the fear of people consistently misspelling my name, because it's happened to me in the past and it caused a lot of problems. So, since I want to do my transition first before I get into anything like involving Judaism, because it's just um, that is also a lifelong process, but that's more spiritual awakening and stuff. I'm gonna really hold off on that, and I wanted to find a name that spoke to me. And I love the nickname Dex. Anyone who calls me Dex, I just think it like rocks. I love it. But for some reason, every time people call me Dex, there's always the joke of Dexter's Laboratory, and every time I say it or think about it, I always think the name Dexter, and so I realized I really do like that name because I love the nickname and it's simple. The likelihood of people misspelling it is significantly decreased because I just do not have patience for it. But I don't know. It's always I really think it's a nice name. So I'd rather use Mordecai as something that's more of a spiritual thing. That's just you know like how people have Hebrew names and just English names. More of a spiritual thing, because I like the fact that with Dexter there's a professional connotation and you can shorten it for a personal connotation, and I do like having that ability. I like having that freedom to have a smaller or looser name for different circumstances, and I do love it. So I do love the name Dexter, and I just I'm like, hey Dexter, yeah, and my father's middle name is Donnell, like Donnell, but it has like the N with a little tilde over it. But growing up, my mom, like every other time I would ask her, she like would change the way it was spelled or pronounced. I don't even know why. And I remember growing up, I always thought it was Darnell because of the way she told me. And so I was like, you know what? I do like that. And I'm like, I have my mom's last name, which gives an entire lineage to that family. But my body shape is really similar to my dad's, and I do love my dad. I mean, from stories I've heard about him, I think he's a wonderful man. So I'm like, you know what? I think I kind of want something that, that shows that I still do respect him. And to me, that's a strong and a powerful name. And so Darnell is definitely one of them that I enjoy. So I was going to go with Dexter Darnell in my last name, which is Davis. So, thinking about it, my friends was like, you could be Triple D. And I'm like, oh, jeez. We're going to come up with a whole list of funny jokes after that. So, it is what it is, but I'm not getting like tired, but I know I need to go do this food and then go to work. So yeah, it's just a simple update. and hopefully within the next like couple of weeks I can hit up like Riley and stuff, and maybe one of my coworkers, and really like hit the gym like intense, and smooth up everything and get everything covered and whatnot, which would be nice. Lose some weight so I can breathe again, because my chest is obnoxiously huge. So and just just get out the house and have some fun. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if anybody has any like nutrition tips, especially like dealing with transitioning in nutrition, totally let me know, comment, message me, hit me up, something, because I definitely would love that. Or just general nutrition tips on how to lose weight and gain lean muscle, because I don't exactly want to gain a lot of muscle like The Rock or something, and I just ain't got time for that. On my list of things I don't have time for, that is one of them. So, yeah. Now, those hot dogs smell wonderful, so I'm going to go get them. And I guess I will talk to you all later. Thank you.